Let's get started with activating DevOps account. Account and project created. We actually can pull repos like instructions say, but we're not going to use the code. Let's do that. And import repo from the GitHub. And the lab, we're going to create a feed with custom code. So we actually don't need that repo. So code is ready, and we can go ahead and start Visual Studio. I recommend it to start Visual Studio first and sign in with account, same account we use for Azure DevOps. You can use clone repo and provide repo. We build it from here. This is one of the way. Another way, is from here you can click clone and you can choose, instead of Visual Studio Code, you can choose Visual Studio, and then it will open Visual Studio and let you clone the repo. That's another way how you can do that, explain in hands-on. So that's what we're supposed to provide. We're supposed to provide credentials to let us connect to the DevOps. Here we go. Cloning started and completed. You can see our repo here. Yeah, and sign in is what is recommended step. You can do it before you clone or after you clone. Okay, we should be good by now. Don't need a copilot right now. We need Solution Explorer and Git changes as well. Yep, we can change configuration settings. We need so. now don't pay attention on errors. We're not going to solve them. So we can close the error window. So far so good. We can pull repo again. Yeah, all set. So here's our solution. And we can go with the next step. In the next step, we need to create a feed for Azure artifacts. Hit create feed button. And provide a name. So this is important if you're working with Cloud Slice Labs. The name of the feed need to be unique. And now we'll add some numbers, some prefix to make that feed unique. Just double check settings. Should be by default. So now feed is created, it's empty, but we can connect it to the feed by using Visual Studio or Package Manager. So to connect to the feed, we select Visual Studio and we copy the URL. And we can return back to Visual Studio and go to settings. It should be in the tools options. And we need to add a package sources right here. Click plus button and update the source and name it eShop on web. That's it. So now if we want to select a project and check a dependency and select manage Nugget packages, we should be able to switch between eShop and other Microsoft sources. So that's eShop. Now let's create a first library and post it, push it to the feed to make our library visible here in the list. So our studio connected to the feed and we can start new project. Should be a library. Pay attention on the name of the library. It should also have a prefix, kind of like the same you built before for your package feed, to avoid any issue with unique name. So name right now provided, and we can go in the folder C eShop. Can select that folder. So now instruction recommend us delete class file. Let's delete it. It makes no sense for us. We're not going to provide any code. But what we're going to provide, we need to make sure the version. If you go to settings or properties of project and search for a version, you'll see right now a version is 1000. We'll go and change it later when we complete first build. By now we're good to go and can build library. Library is built. On the next step, we can search for terminal, or you can open PowerShell. So let's execute next command. For .NET Pack. In the bin folder, in release, I say project doesn't exist. Yes, because we update the project name. That's why. Let's fix it. Here we go. So let's create a package for us in the release folder. It's file we need to push in the package feed. Before we go next, it's very important to first install an adapter. And we can use provided command in the comments to make sure it's credential provider. So as you see, credential provider installed successfully. And if we miss that step, highly likely we'll get for one exception. So the next step, we need to prepare a command to push our code into DevOps. I will use Notepad for it. So in this Notepad, I need to update that reference with JSON file. And I can pick up it directly from here. Pay attention that reference should contain a project name and the name of your feed. So we can copy it and paste in the comment. And also you likely need to update that file name. Just delete them. Paste everything in Visual Studio. One more time. Here we go. And we also need to provide a file name. Yes. say that your package was pushed. Your package was pushed. So let's check it. Yeah, you see package with version 1 is pushed. To make sure that we did everything correct, we can go back in the properties and find the version and update the version. I will hardcode the version 2. So right now we'll see we updated versions. Can save the file. We can rebuild the project. And we can return back to pack the new version. As a result of it, we have another file created with version 2. And now in the same way, we can push that file to our feed. Just update the package name. Yeah, version 2. Your package was published. That's what we said. What is said. Let's check. Version 2 right now available. If you go inside of the package, switch to the version. See version 2 right now. It's the latest one. Now let's add another packages to the feed. Let's add Newton.json package. We run the command in the console .NET add, and we need to run that command in the same folder where is a project. Let's check. So first of all, we should see them on dependencies. Yes, Newton JSON edit. Let's check them here. Should be pushed in the feed as well. See, right now we have them added as well. So everything set except of the checking how it working from Visual Studio. Let's open package feed manager. And we can go in the list of packages, make sure that you select eShop on the web that we created before, and check for eShop package. And we have eShop on the web found with the version 2. So we can install the first version Yeah, of course we get some error because we're going to install it for the same project. Let's just demonstrate that you can install any version you want to your project. Same way, like you can install Newton.json. It's also already added. And we will be visible as installed package for a current project. It's come from the eShop on the web feed. And it comes from artifact feed. This is it. Lab is finished.